Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to change out your brakes and your brake rotors for 2016 Daytona 675R. This is going to be very similar to the previous years and the previous generations, so let's hop right into it. So this is all the stuff you're going to need: brake part cleaner, penetration, breaker bar, a T40 with an adapter and a wrench, anti-seize lubricant, and then a 17mm hex nut with an adapter and a wrench, 6mm hex or Allen key, and then 8mm Allen key. First thing we're going to do is take off the Brembo brakes on both sides, and then next step we're going to take off the axle. And one of the reasons why I had to change out my brakes is because my rotor is warped on the right side. It's grinding a little too much, more than I'd like, and I tried bending it left and right, but it just won't budge. So I have to replace my rotors. Every time you replace your rotors, it's highly recommended that you change out your brake pads as well. So let's get right into it. To remove your Brembo brakes, you're going to need an 8mm hex key. And just loosen them up on both sides. Now I highly recommend getting something to hold your brake caliper in place. Take the tension off. Alright, once you got your brake rotor secured on something, I got mine on a brick on top of a bucket. Same on the other side, I got it on something else. You can use anything really to just keep that pressure off the brake line. Then we're gonna need a 6mm hex for the pinch pulls down here. If you don't take these off, it's gonna be really difficult to take off the axle nut. And you don't have to take them all the way out, just loosen them up until you can get them like hand loosened. Switch over to the wrench. Alright, so you'll know when your axle is ready to be like pushed out, either by hand or by hitting this part, that end, all the way in there, hitting it out until the axle comes out. There you go. It's coming out. All right. See the axle coming out. I'm gonna hold the tire up. There you go. Axle nut out. Tire comes off. And voila. Got your tire off. So my next step is getting these wheel spacers out. It just literally come off just like that. I'm gonna clean them because they really need to be cleaned, and then I'm gonna start taking the rotors off. So before I switch out the brake rotors, I'm actually going to take out the pads. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. And taking out the pads is the same on both sides of the bike. So first things first, you're gonna wanna push one side out. It might be easier to push the piston out. Once you get one out, it's gonna be easy to get the other one out. Yeah. So that's one. And then just take the other one out. And that's two brake pads out. But I'm going to spend some time cleaning my brake caliper because I never cleaned them in the 23,000 miles that it has. I never even changed out the brakes. You can use soapy water and a toothbrush or just brake cleaner, but I'm gonna do that off camera. Also, before I forget, there's a pin here that just comes off just like that. Just literally push up and it comes off. It's recommended that you change this out whenever you change out the brake and rotors, but I'm going to clean it and reuse it and see how it goes from there. All right, once you're done cleaning up your caliper, if you decide to do that, you can go ahead and start putting your pin back in. So the way this one goes in, this top portion needs to sit on this side of the caliper. So just squeeze it in there and it just sits like that. Easy. Make sure your hands aren't dirty when you touch these brakes. So essentially your brake pads are going to go in like this. The backing plate is always going to touch the piston. So I find it very easy to always put one in first. Once you slide one in, you're gonna have to like push down there you go. You're gonna have to push down from the top and then push it in. There you go. Look at the back side, push that in, and that's good. Boom. And then you just do the same on the other side. All right, next up in all this, gonna have to take off these T40s. So when you're doing this, take note of where this black part is at, this black plating. It's gonna be on the opposite side. It's gonna be on the opposite side of your filler for your air pressure. So keep that in mind. I got one off. Now I gotta do this other part. Now it's perfect timing to check your wheel bearing. Make sure it rotates easily with just your finger. Mine's does, so that's good. So now I'm gonna put on the new rotor. So you might ask yourself, which part of the rotor is the right side to put it on? And they make it fairly simple. So every rotor has these circles on them, and the back side is way different than the front side. Where it has the lettering as well is a good indicator. Usually it says like outside or something like that. But if you have like circular, or like on mine, it has outside written right there, and then also the back side is different. So the side that's has lettering on it or doesn't have like a special kind of like circle is the right side. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on some new gloves, install the brake rotors on. Also, you're gonna need to Loctite your nuts as well. Oh, sorry, your bolts. There's already like Loctite in there, so I'm not gonna reapply. Alright, something to note. When you're retightening these bolts, make sure you're doing it in a star pattern and start hand tightening first so that you can get an even amount of spacing, because you definitely do not want your rotor to be uneven. Got the other rotor on. Now all I'm gonna do is clean it with brake cleaner. I'm gonna clean the brake rotors with brake cleaner, put the spacers on, and then put it back on the bike with the axle. Where's the axle? Ah, there's the axle. So take note of how your wheel spacer goes back in. Also, the rotation of your tire. Every tire has an arrow going down. So this arrow should be facing you. If it's facing the other way, you need to turn your tire around. So take note of your spacer. Your spacer has a gap in between. That gap goes first. It's highly recommended that you lightly grease your axle Mine is still greased up. This is the difficult part, putting the tire back on. Now I'm gonna put the axle through. And don't forget to re-tighten the pinch bolts. Oh, wrong one. Lastly, you can put your caliper back on. Put some copper anti-seize lubricant on your bolt. And I do recommend bleeding your brakes afterwards as well to take all the bubbles out that you pushed out. I'm actually going to be doing that on the next video, so check that out. But if you guys made it to the end, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And see you guys next time. Peace out.
Don't say you're down. You gotta stand at the fire.